what teams need a win in week 2 before we get to our picks? I'll let you pick whichever one you want, and we'll go from there. We have a list.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna go from least important-ish week 2 win to most important, because it's still because you have a new first-year head coach for the Patriots. I'm gonna go with them probably needing a week 2 win. Like we need to see.
They absolutely do.
Yeah. I'm going to say, even though it's not like they're the least important, but it's still, they do need a must win game. I need to see these improvements that you made off season. You won the off season on the AFC side of things. That was a big notion and everything. And how are you going forward with this Patriot? I need to see this promise of, Drake, am I going to have to see Drake May throw for 280 almost every game for y'all to try to look decent offensively? I'm going to see how you incorporate more utilizing your running backs and not just a passing game, but I need Ramondre Stevenson or
what was it? He absolutely sucked last week.
Yeah. I need a little bit more diversity in this offense as well, too. I need this defense to really be a Mike Vrabel defense and show up. And I think that's the big thing with the Patriots. I just need to see some progress. I need to see the step up from Gerard Mayo to Mike Vrabel in this rebuilding mode of the Patriots for Drake May.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel said it in his media availability Monday. Like he does this radio show every Monday morning and just kind of talks about the stuff that happened in the game. And Drake May passing 46 times is not the recipe for Patriots success. Mm-hmm. And we saw it. 20-13 the final. Should have been 20-10. I'm right with you. I think that this is probably like in the top 2 of teams that need a win week 2. Because if they go down to Miami, and I get it, historically not a great place for the New England Patriots to play. Haven't won there since 2019. But this Dolphins team is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a 1.5 point underdog. So you need to get this win if you're the Patriots. Because if you don't, everybody, like I was already questioning, like, oh, maybe 10 wins was a lot. People like you, if they lose to the Dolphins, are like, okay, maybe that was too high.
Yeah.
So yeah, they absolutely need this win. Up next, teams that need a win.
I'm gonna go with the Texans. Probably
got into a rock fight with the Rams last week.
Yeah, but the big one, like, the big concern is the 2 biggest question marks we entered into the season for the Texans: your offensive line and also your play calling. Both hot garbage already against this Rams team. Now, the Rams team does look good defensively as well, too, but like this past game, where is it? Like with the Texans, you have Nico Collins out there. Nico Collins is a legitimate top 5 wide receiver, has the potential to be a top 5 wide receiver. You got Christian Kirk. You spent a significant draft pick on Higgins out there. Like, where is this offense? And on top of that, too, with a very easy, winnable division, like, you need to go out there and stack wins up, because the way the Colts are playing, like, the Texans may not even have double-digit wins by the end of this season, because everybody in their division, even the Titans, looked decent with what they're doing out there. Like, a lot of people written off the Titans because it's, you had the number 1 overall pick. How much of a win total change does Cam Ward do?
And a non-generational QB class. Like,
yeah. And then on top of that, too, with the Texans, like, the narrative that isn't actually getting talked about enough is CJ Stroud actually regressing more than is it the bad play calling? Is it the bad offensive line? Because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand is, I understand that you may say, oh, it's bad play calling. Well, what if it comes down to it's actually a good play call and CJ's not making good decisions? Or is it you're doing a great play call and then he just doesn't have protection, which I never understood the fact that your best offensive lineman, mind you, was getting memed all the hell for all the penalties he was doing, was Laramie Tunsil. And you moved him away to protect your franchise quarterback to go protect another franchise quarterback and look good with the Commanders. So I think it's a must-need win for the Texans. You go down 0-2. the big stat is what 11% of the time. If you're down 0-2, you drop down your playoff chances to 11%.
Yep, since 2023, I think the number is 11.5% of teams that go 0-2 make the playoffs, and I'm sure that most of that number is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Texans on that one for the second least, one of the biggest, most important team wins. They need to get a win in week 2.
I don't have a ton to add to that, so I'll go to the next team. The Detroit
Mhm.
Lions. Obviously got punched in the face at Lambeau. Oh, no ifs, ands, or
Mhm.
buts about it. They just got punched in the face. It happens. Now your guy Ben Johnson over there in Chicago making a homecoming. Is it? Is it a home date? It is. It is a home date at Ford Field for the Detroit Lions. He's coming home with his new band of misfit toys. And you got to show him that you're the reason that you won, not him.
Mhm.
And if you don't, and you let the Bears and you let Ben Johnson kind of walk out of Ford Field with a win, his head holding high, like, yeah, you guys aren't nothing without me, and that's why I stayed in this division, because I knew I could beat you. You got to control that narrative. Yeah, I don't know if I like their odds. As bad as the Bears looked in the second half of Monday Night Football, I still like what I saw out of that offense in glimpses than I saw anything of what Detroit did on Sunday.
Yeah, the big thing that you can talk about for this matchup is the fact that the Bears it's their first game with their new head coach and their new play calling. So that means you're going to work out kinks, because most likely on week 1, like especially when you're getting a newer offense, that takes chemistry. Where defense is kind of like, hey, see guy, go get guy. Like that's how that kind of works out. But I'm going to go with you on that. I mean, the Lions offensively, I mean, yes, Jared Goff can dot it up and he plays really nice, really safe, really accurate quarterback. But where the hell is this run game? Like,
nowhere to be found.
And mind you, too, like, I like the Packers front 7-ish, like maybe like front 5. I really don't like their linebacker core outside of Quay Walker. I'm not really that big of a fan of. Their DBs are ass, but like, you're telling me that you couldn't use Gibbs in the pass offense like that the fact that you couldn't establish any sort of type of threat at a run game is kind of super questionable for me. Super questionable for me. But the only thing that you can really say, it's a divisional opponent and you went on the road. So at the end, the Packers are the Packers. They're a legacy of greatness. It's a really well-run organization. And that's the only kind of positive note you could take on it. But man, oh man, you look piss poor offensively. And losing both of your coordinators, like this Lions team needs to win week 2.
Absolutely. And the last but not least, I believe. Yeah, last but not least. The Kansas City Chiefs. They're going and playing the Eagles at home. Oh,
that's why I put them on here, because I think you lost to a divisional opponent. That was not a good look, because you, especially in that division, how high we praise that. I mean, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers all won week 1. The Chargers you lost to, so technically you would almost say that's like a 1.5 point game back, because it's an in-division rivalry, and that means if they win and you lose, like it's even a bigger.
You're watching the scoreboard the rest of the season. Yeah.
Yep. And now you're hoping to get into the playoffs with things that you can't control. You need other teams to lose so that way you can win. And that is not a good way to get to the playoffs. The thing is, why this is such a must-win game. One, this Eagles team made Patrick Mahomes look like a bitch in the Super Bowl, in the most important game of the year. They're the reason why Travis Kelce didn't get able to propose on the Super Bowl to Taylor Swift. They are a huge reason why there's even concerns that this team is regressing for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs really needed to beat the Chargers week 1, so that way they can at least go up. And if they were coming with at least a win against the Eagles, I'm like, okay, I'm okay with them losing here. Maybe they fix things down the line. But dude, you go 0-2 into week 3, and all of a sudden the big narrative is the Chiefs dynasty done? Because if you lose like you did to the Eagles in that Super Bowl, and you're down 0-3, you're down 0-2 going into week 3, there's going to be a lot of things. I mean, Travis Kelce is like I already kind of predicted that he was going to be falling off soon. He is not going to be the elite tight end that he was. I mean, where's your offensive weapons? And I'm not just talking about wide receivers. I know Patrick Mahomes can make some guys look a lot better than they actually are, but this run game is ass for the Chiefs.
Pacheco was nowhere to be found.
Like they really did think going in with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt was a very smart idea, and I think that's really going to bite Andy Reid in the ass. And
Now,
I think
if they do go 0-2, they do have a soft landing with the Giants on Sunday Night Football next week. Then it's the Ravens. So
yeah, but then also now we're talking about 1-3 in the first 4 games of the season.
Not like good. I bet you that statistic is even worse than 0-2.
Mm-hmm. Well, and like you said, most of those stats are literally Brady and Belichick led, which is super, like, that's such an asterisk level of like of a stat, because it's like one of the greatest coaches, about the greatest coach in the NFL history and the greatest player in NFL history, or the reason why the stat is the stat. You eliminate them, I bet you was like damn near 0% on both ends. So
then the others are like Joe Montana having an off year or something.
Exactly. And so I think this is probably the biggest must-win game, is that one.
Yeah. All right. Those are your must-win week 2 matchups.